Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I have my guest here, William Naraine. Applause for him. Bravo. Yes, great. After trying to do this interview with him, now we are here. Incredible. You know, William Naraine is a British and Italian singer, half British, half Italian, and he is singer and creator of the group W. One of the biggest success is the song Please Don't Go, a song that was before recorded by Casey and the Sunshine Band, but his success was in 1992, and it was an instant hit. W toured across Europe and appeared in TV shows around the world. Great, nice to see you, man. How you doing?
Nice to see you. So sorry, Arnold, for the delay and the problems we had in organizing the interview. But as you know, I had some big personal problems, family problems, as you know. Sorry for the delay, and it's a pleasure to speak with you and to do this interview.
It's glad to greet you, and I hope you're doing well. You are in Italy right now, is that right?
Yes, that's correct. I'm in Italy right now, and I'm going to leave for Brazil on a mini tour at the end of September, and we have a couple of gigs, a couple of shows over there. Then I'm going to do a show in Estonia, and then back to Brazil in November, and hopefully soon, who knows, in Mexico.
Oh, wow. I was going to ask you about that because we are here in Mexico, and that will be great, you know. And people that see you is still going to listen to this hit of Please Don't Go, Please Don't Go.
Of course, obviously, the song was a big hit. It's still like very successful still today, and obviously it's a song that I have to perform always in every show. So amongst, you know, there are also other songs obviously in my show, but obviously Please Don't Go is a song that I always have to perform, obviously.
You know what? There is something funny. It's an anecdote, but I was a teenager. I don't remember what age, maybe 13. And I remember hearing that song, Please Don't Go. And I thought, oh my God, that's a really good song. And I was listening that kind of music, like It's My Life, and
Sure.
all those hits of Dr. Alban. And
Sure.
so for me, this music was incredible. And I didn't know that I was going to interview you one day, because you know, we don't know about all this, what is going to happen in the future. But congratulations for your great music, and I really hope to see you in Mexico.
I hope so. We're discussing the possibility. Hopefully, I would love to visit Mexico, perform in Mexico. We didn't have the chance back in the 90s because we were really busy. I know there was some talks and you know, trying to organize a tour in Mexico, but we were so busy traveling so many different countries that I was unfortunate not to be able to, you know, to visit Mexico and tour over there in the 90s. So I hope really that I have the chance this time to maybe next year finally perform in Mexico. Be, you know, so obviously we've been to the USA, but we never had the possibility yet to visit Mexico, which I'm sure is a country that I'm going to love, because it must be very beautiful, and must be a very beautiful atmosphere, beautiful weather and culture and everything.
And beautiful women.
Yes, of course.
Women are waiting for you, man.
Okay, I hope so. I hope so.
Yeah, yeah. And I have a question. What is the meaning of W?
Well, the name came from the first producer I worked with, who is a dear friend, Roberto Zanetti, who is an Italian guy, a producer. And my name is William. So he said, I want to use your initial, which, William, W is the first letter in William, right? So I said, okay, but let's spell it out so nobody gets it wrong. Because if not, in each country, my initial is going to be pronounced differently. So like W in English is obviously we spelt it out, and that's why W comes from my name, William, the first letter.
Oh, I didn't know that. Maybe no, I don't know, but I didn't know. So it's great to see you, and it's great to know that you are alive with energy, with
Thank God.
all this music to share. Because after
Yeah,
with all this pandemic and all
yeah.
these things, we really need to be more enthusiastic. We need to have a good sense of humor. What you will do if without music, if music doesn't exist, what William will do without music?
I have no idea, but it would be such a great. I'm not speaking about me as an artist, but it would be such a great loss if music in general would stop or would cease to exist. It'd be a terrible loss for the world because music is emotion. I think it moves people. It makes people happy. It can make people cry because it's so emotional. It's uplifting. Uh, it gives you, in some ways, comfort and strength in certain moments. So, not speaking as W or I think would be, this year, a year and a half, nearly 2 years now. I don't know. It's been terrible for music. Um, I can't even imagine what I would do personally without like writing or producing. Or I have a little surprise, which is we're going to release a new album shortly. It's nearly finished. It's going to be finished by the end of September. Obviously, I wrote this album during the pandemic because, it was so difficult to do. It's nearly impossible to actually perform live. So I'm finally going to Brazil. But during this period, with my friends and people that I've always been working with and collaborating with, musicians, other authors, we sat down, obviously, uh, via Zoom or via whatever, WhatsApp or whatever means, and we started like collaborating together and writing. And the actual album was recorded in Italy, obviously with a dear friend, Marco Canepa, and in Brazil also with my partner in Brazil, who's called Gino Martini. He's been working with me since the 90s. So, we were able to like merge Brazil with Italy and with a lot of musicians in Italy and in Brazil to create a new album, which hopefully is going to be released in October. And I hope also the people in Mexico will like my new project. Um, I think it's something completely different to what I've done in the past. It's a mixture of a lot of different styles, and I think it's going to be a surprise, hopefully a pleasant surprise for people who, already know my work, fans, people who have like bought the albums in the past. Uh, Obviously, it's something which is like updated, it's modern, but I think it has a feel. There's always a feel for emotion and for also dance music. It's a mixture
Yeah,
it's difficult to describe an album. I think you have to listen to music rather
yeah,
than describe music. I think you listen to it because it's something which is difficult to put music in, to just describe music or put it into words. Sometimes it's so emotional, and people respond to the to a song in different ways. It's a very personal approach, I think. So I'm happy. I think it's the only positive note during the pandemic. Like, we were in some way forced to do something, music wise. So, we sat down again and we said, okay, maybe it's a good idea, and the time is right to produce and to write something new, because we had a lot of time. I speaking of the plural, because obviously when you do an album, you need friends, people who work with you, musicians, people who collaborated with you, obviously in the past. So that's why I'm speaking as if a team. I have obviously a team that has like accompanied me in the last 15, 20 years. So it's a pleasure to do something also new with always with the same people who have been there right from the beginning.
yeah, great. So I have two last questions. I hope your cell battery is still working.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm in the car. I was planning to do it. We mixed it up. I think the other day I was planning to do it from my house, but as you know, I told you my personal problems, so I'm still in the middle of this, solving all these problems. It's going to take me a week. I'm so sorry, but Uh,
yeah.
anyway,
Okay.
we made it, right? So
Yeah.
that's the important thing.
One question is, would you like to do a song with a collaboration with another artist? These days, for some years, we have seen different artists collaborate in duets with different people. Would you like to do that kind of thing with another artist? And if your answer is yes, with who?
Okay, I I can't answer exactly right now, because I would give away a surprise, which is in the album. It's like
Okay.
you have a crystal ball, so I'm not going to answer completely, because first of all we have to put out the album. Um, I can say one thing. I wrote a new song. It's going to be the first single, and it's like a tribute. A guy that obviously was inspiration, not only to me, but obviously to the world. I'm not going to say his name, uh, but obviously, like, it's trademark. So there is a collaboration with another artist, and um, we chose him especially because we did a song which is like a tribute to a big artist of the past. So I'm not going to give away the surprise right now. And in the future, let's say, uh, I obviously can't give away the answer right now, but I did some collaborations in the past, for example with KC.
Ah,
Yeah, Casey and the Sunshine Band. We did in 92 or 93, we did a song together which went on my album, because it was a song that I had already written, and we did like a Christmas song together. And we did some collaborations in the past with many different artists during the years in the albums. And so it's something that I've already done in the past, and who knows, in the future, yeah, we can do some more collaborations with artists. We've always been open to do this kind
yeah.
of stuff, but I can't give away the answer because I don't want to spoil the surprise.
Okay, I understand, no problem, but you will tell me. We will
Yeah, of
know
course.
for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And the last question, because I know that you are busy, and it's what is your advice? What is the advice from William to these new generations of musicians and singers that want to do something in music business? Because you know, music business is a very hard career and they need to have discipline. What is your advice for all these new people that wants to work in the music business?
Okay, it's very difficult to give advice, especially when you're older, to young people. So, but having said this, it's difficult to give advice because it's like I don't want to like teach anything to anybody, because who am I, to like think that you're a professor and you're better maybe than somebody. But if I wanted to say something to a younger like artist, um I, I would like the new generations to um like do a bit of research on the past, because the past has been so important. There have been so I grew up uh as obviously yourself. I mean, we have so many great examples of great artists of the past, from Elvis Presley onwards, like Elvis Presley, the Beatles, and then it goes right to nowadays. There have been so many great artists, and sometimes young people, you know, they don't do so much research. They don't maybe they don't have a big um culture in music. I think people have to be more prepared nowadays, because I think what I would say to them was, if your culture is larger and deeper, then maybe today you can create something which has more depth. Uh, for example, like let's say David Bowie was a guy who uh, like was, let's say, experimental in every single album. He was a guy that always, since he was very young, right to his last album, he was very personal and very he was a guy who never stopped like collaborating and searching new solutions. And maybe today music tends to like sound the same, and I think this is maybe what's missing if we compare music from the past to music to nowadays. Music from the past was that each artist and each group had his own identity. As soon as a song started, you knew, this is so and so. Today, it's difficult to distinguish a song from another, or an artist from another. So I would love to see people being a bit more, doing songs with more personality. That's what I would advise them, even if it's, maybe it takes more to be successful. But big artists of today, for example, if we take examples, the ones who are really successful have their own distinct sound, and that's why they're so successful. Like for example, Coldplay have their sound. Let's say Ed Sheeran has his sound. It's personal. But what I see today is like the new generations, they all sound the same.
It's true. And it's weird, but they are trying to copy the same thing and sometimes they are
Exactly.
not originals. So
Exactly.
and it's important to be original. That's what you mean.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, if you look at if you take the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, I mean, it was so easy to distinguish every single artist, even if you hadn't heard this. I remember distinctly. I mean, I'm sure so many people reacted the same way as I did. If you okay, this is the new single, and you didn't know. For example, you interviewed the other day, I think it was the drummer of Paul McCartney. Am I correct?
Yeah, that was yesterday.
I mean, if you heard Paul McCartney's new single, you didn't have to wait for the radio to announce, okay, this is the new singles, the new single by Paul McCartney or Wings or whatever. I mean, you heard the song and you immediately knew, okay, this is Paul McCartney. It didn't matter if it was Depeche Mode, Duran Duran, Dr. Alban, U2, whatever. Nowadays, if you turn on the radio, you don't know who's playing. You don't know which song is playing. You don't know the name of the artist. It's hello?
Yeah, something happened with the image.
Hello?
Yeah, I can see you. I can see you. Yeah.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
Hello? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I think it's the connection.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
I think so.
Okay, yeah. But that's I would love to see people like I don't know. I mean, I think what comes to mind to me right now, who was, the last, I think, if I look back, I can say Nirvana were was a great band with a lot of personality. Amy Winehouse, wonderful. Coldplay, Ed Sheeran. If I think, like more recently, artists who have really made their point. So I would love future generations to, I hope there's a new Ed Sheeran round the corner, but it's like it's not happening. It's like the new generations for now are like it's a bit, I have a feeling that, everybody's copying everybody. So it's,
That is right, my friend. But we hope we have more original artists in this world like you, because you're original. And I am very glad to greet you, to interview you, to see you, to know that you're healthy with energy. And applause for William. Yeah, great.
Thank you so much. It's been a great pleasure. Thank you so much for your kind words. It's been really fantastic to speak with you, and really from the bottom of my heart, I hope I get the chance finally to visit Mexico and tour Mexico and meet people during a show, which is obviously a joyful moment. It's like, okay, we're having a party together and it's good energy, a good vibe. So it's obviously something which is positive. So I hopefully will be able to tour Mexico. I keep my fingers crossed.
Oh,
in
yeah.
in 22. So because there's been a contact with a tour manager and a guy who obviously is organizing tours. So let's hope, keep my fingers crossed, and I hopefully get to see Mexico and meet you personally.
Yeah, and I will
Very
go to
nice.
see you guys. I will go to see you, and of course we will have the best music for sure. It's glad to greet you, my friend, and I
Thank you
hope
so much.
the best all the time for you. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you soon.
Thank you so much. It's been
Bye-bye.
a great
See you.
pleasure. Thank you so much, my
Thank
friend.
you. Bye-bye.
Take care.
Bye.
All the
See
best.
you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.